Hello YouTube and Infinite Magic Grade players. So today's video we're going to talk about Broken Land, because I've gotten a few DMs as of late asking me how I'm doing the damage that I'm doing, and we're just going to explain. So you can see we got 695 across our 10 attempts, so that's 69.5 per attempt on average, and if I'm being honest with you guys, yesterday and today I did skip my attacks for like low 60s. They weren't the best skips, but also didn't have time, so it's better than like not doing the attack. But typically, I want to say typically we can skip in between like 60 on the absolute low end and like 80 on the absolute high end, and then we can manual for in between like 80 and 90-ish billion, and we'll talk about it. So for our blessings, this is an important part of our build. So you can see that we get 325,000 attack, defense, and then 650k HP. This is a big determining factor in why I build the way that I do, and let's take a look. So with that huge attack up, Little Jack's damage scales really well with crit. So we got a crit build on Little Jack. You can see we've got 290 crit damage, 100% crit rate, 58k attack, and 177 mastery. Using Little Jack stamp, versatility aura, and that is our Jack build. The reason is just that with the 325k attack boost, the attack ups from Lydia, those crits are critting hard, and that's why we're leaning towards a crit-oriented build for this. For Lydia, we've got a res-oriented build, and we'll explain this in detail in a moment, but we've got res-oriented with speed, and we're using the Lydia stamp. The Lydia stamp, this is a very important note, it has a 32% chance to block a control effect, and we'll explain why in a minute, why that's super important. Jack and roll, we're running speed and HP as usual with Skillmaster Aura. The Jack and roll stamp, we're using the Combat Vanguard and Lydia. For Santa, we're using Hitmaster. I'll be honest, at the beginning of Broken Lands, we were using the Recovery Horn because we needed the extra sustain. But with these stat boosts that we get, now that we're maxed out on everything, we don't need the sustain as much, so we're able to get by with Hitmaster. We've got a speed, effect hit oriented build for Santa here, and we're running the Santa stamp. For Esther, we're using Mastery Surge Aura, Henge stamp, so as a result, we're running the most effect res we can, while maintaining speed and decent healing effect. So this is our build. Let's jump into the fight and explain a couple of things. So I think at this point, a lot of us endgame players know how this boss works, but we'll go over it one more time because this is important on how we play. So the boss starts with 27 million HP, 116 hit and res. So as you can see, we're going to go through, boop, 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 and we're going to drop this. Now the boss died one time. When we go back in and look, he's got 54 million HP and 126 hit and res. This is really important to make a mental note of, because every time you kill this boss, his hit and res is going up, and that's why we like that Lydia stamp on Lydia, because Lydia doesn't do much for this team if she doesn't apply the bullet chase when you need her to. So that 1 in 3 control effect chance of like blocking it, it is super useful. Because when the boss has like 300-something% hit, there's no amount of res in the world that's going to save you from that. There's no or feasible amount to build to save you from that, right? So it's important to have that because it does give you like this guaranteed no hit or res chance affects it. Just a flat 1 in 3 chance to block the control effect. It's very good. And then for Santa, we're running the hit echo or the hit stamp now because we want to make use of speed up and speed down as many times in the early game as possible. So like for me in this fight, my biggest deal is to get the speed down on the boss, get the speed ups on my tunes, so that way there's a gap. So now you can see like even our slowest tune, 2800 for Jack, 3400 for Lydia, 4500 for Big Jack, 3800 for Santa, 4000 for Bunny. Well, Leham is running at a cool 1380. This allows us to cycle very many attacks, and that's why we do it this way. Because, you know, cycling attacks is important. So, anyways, let's, the idea here is to do as much damage as you can in the early game. Usually around turn 6 or turn 7 for me, I won't be able to apply speed downs anymore, and that's with me being very thorough and thought out about how I apply effect res down and the speed down. So in between turn 0 and like turn 10, we're trying to scale as much damage as we can in as little amount of time, because turn 10 through turn 20, we're going to fall off, and there's nothing that we can do about it. The boss just scales way too hard. Another thing that I find really important is before the boss uses the first skill, you kind of want to have this blue egg on Jack, because he will resist the control effect. So we're just going to show you what that looks like. And sometimes right here we'll have the S4, sometimes we won't. It's just a matter of the emblem. But right here now he will resist the control effect. He doesn't get stunned. So we can guarantee that, ooh, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. See, and we're really thankful that the Lydia dodged that control effect. Another thing too is that Big Jack does have a control effect block in his kit, but typically it gets wasted on the S1 from the boss, so the more control effects that we can dodge, the better. But we play this how we play this, by checking cooldowns, and just trying to optimize our damage as much as we can, as early as we can. So we're going to take a quick look. He's got 2 turns left on the speed down, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is get an effect res down on him, because it's easier to land effect res down, and it's easier to land speed down while he has effect res down. So that's a really important note right there, is you want to make sure you keep that effect res down in these early stages of this fight, because you can't do it later. So it's all about maximizing your opportunities now. Since we don't want to burn the bullet chase, and we would get stripped to speed down anyways, this is another thing that I take note of whenever I'm doing this. I keep an eye on this skill, because this will strip all of the things off of me. So we're going to just use an S1 here, S2 in the Jack, S4, the boss is going to strip me, boom, expected. And now we can put speed up, so that way we can cycle better. No, we don't need to, because we're going to get from Big Jack. So what we're going to do instead is drop the S4 for the speed down. And then Jack's going to give us a turn meter push and speed up. For Bunny right here, since Lydia's bullet chase is 5, we don't need to use red egg. We're going to go 6. I think I'm going to put the effect res down on him again one more time. Yeah, because he only has 1 turn left of it. Effect res down. This skill. And now when Jack goes, he gets to cool down, gets to go again. Bunny's going to put red egg here, and he gets another S4 in this cycle. At this point, we'll go ahead and put speed up. And it's a matter of watching these bullet chases and how the stuff works together. But as you can see, the boss is turn 3, and we've got 10 billion damage. And this is how we play this. We have to play super aggressive early on. Don't give the boss any freaking slack whatsoever. Make sure we keep effect res down and speed down as much as we can early. Because as you can see, if he did not have effect res down, his hit would, or his res would be 174, and it would be a lot harder to land that speed down, because we only have like 190-ish, yeah, 193 hit on Santa. So we have to make sure we maintain this for as long as we can, so that way we can maintain speed down for as long as we can. So we're going to go ahead and put speed down to refresh that duration. I find that a little bit more important than the res down. And then what that is going to allow us to do is S4, we'll get the cycle back up. We got speed up from the S4, so we don't have to worry about getting that again. But S2, we'll red egg to Jack, and we're gonna drop effect res down, see if we can hit it. We did. So now we've got 2 more turns of res down, which is very good. But as you can see, the boss is just going to keep scaling up. Now he's got 140 res. Before you know it, we're not going to be able to avoid the resistance of the boss. Right here, Jack does not have cooldown, so we're going to S4, and I think Bunny will race Jack. Yep, Bunny did race Jack, so we're going to get to use the red egg. I don't think we get it again, No. Right here, the boss has 1 turn of each left. At 160 res, Santa's S1 does have a pretty high chance, but the S4 has a higher chance. I think what we're going to need to prioritize here is the speed down. I don't see a better option, so we're going to put the speed down. The boss is going to strip, so we're going to put the other one. So at 220 effect res, we're not landing any skills. That is the end of that. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna put this just in case. We're gonna go ahead and get our speed up so we can cycle that. I don't want to use my attack up because it's going to be a waste of the red egg, so we're going to S1 here. And then we're going to cycle through our skills really quickly because the big check S4, so bam. Put blue for now. We did land effect res down. That's really good for us here because now we can guarantee that we get, or not guarantee, but like increase our odds of getting another speed down on. So that's really good for us. We like that. Four, 5. He's got what, 2 turns? 3 turns of effect res down. We'll speed up. S1. Put yellow. Oh, he resisted it. Even with effect res down, he resisted my S4s because he's got so much freaking res and so much hit. But that's not going to be an issue because he does have res and he does have speed down. We will try our hardest to get 1 more speed down if we can. It's likely that it expires at turn 7 though. That just is going to be what it is. 5. So we get 6. He's going to use speed up. So we get 6 here, 7, yeah, 6, 7, 8, bullet chase, boom, red egg, and we'll try to land this one last time. We did land it, that's very good, so now the boss is refreshed at 2 turns of speed down. And we want to use the blue egg before this first skill, so we're going to go ahead and drop that. Go ahead and put our attack up. Go ahead and get our speed up again. And right here, instead of using the S4, because we do have the bullet chase, if we use S4, we're going to make Bunny outrace our Little Jack. So we're going to use S2 to boost just Little Jack, so that way he can drop his S4, Bunny can drop red egg, and we can repeat that little shindig 1 more time. Now we'll use S4 for Big Jet. We'll try to land this 1 more time, even though I don't think we can. Yeah, he resisted it. He's going to strip, and we just use Bullet Chase, so here we'll use S4, because we don't have the S4 on Big Jack. Red. Effect res down. We did see he's resisting it no matter what at this point because he was at 260 res is what he had. So that's all of the res up, or res down, speed up, speed down that we can manage. So at this point, now all we're focusing on is the speed up. and utilizing skills to make sure that we can optimize Lydia's bullet chase too. Go ahead and put blue egg, attack up. So you can see here that Santa resisted that control effect. That was because of Big Jack's passive. So he will most likely take the stun from this. I think that Lydia is going to be in a similar boat, but we'll find out in a sec. But right there, 51 billion by the start of turn 10. That is the strategy, is do as much as you can early and then fall off later. I don't really know a better way to explain it, it's just kind of how it is. Even though we're overlapping the speed up here, we still want to use Jack S4 as much as possible because it does give us turn meter boost, so we're able to cycle through turns quicker, and we're able to get our speed back up, or speed up back up fairly soon. As you can see, Santa still got it, and he's going to reapply it here when he takes his turn. So 5, 6. What we're going to do here is 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. Go ahead and put our cooldown back. Go ahead and get our speed up back on. We just got stripped, so we can use attack up. 64 to 67. We're doing about 3 billion on our S4s. That's really good. But as you can see, there's nothing that I can really do in terms of impacting the boss with control effects. The res and hits just way too high, so we're hanging in there more or less. While we're very aggressive early on, at 430 hit and res, there's not much we can do besides pray that the Lydia stamp does work. 5. I feel like 6, 7. Yeah, so we're going to block this control effect. 7. And then we're going to use S4. 8. Block control effect. I think Lydia gets stunned, yeah. So as you can see, like, the bullet chase doesn't work the way we want it to anymore because Lydia's getting mad CC'd. Mad CC'd. So we're gonna go ahead and put S4. That was a weak one because we don't have Bunny's effects on. We're pretty much controlled right now, so hit yellow. Back up to 2, 4, 5. One turn left. Got that. So just quickly doing a mental note, we got 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll use blue. And then we'll use red. Bullet chase again. And this is our last turns. So we don't care so much about the, just wanted to get one more S4 in because it's our last turns. So there you go. 86 billion in the Broken Lands with the strategy. We do not have max everything just yet, so there's still more damage that can be had, but 86 billion is really good. So just so that way you can see, we still have plenty of Sanctuary left to go. Crit rate, crit damage, mastery that can be gained through here. We have Incarnate that can happen. We have talents that can still, you know, more attack rate, more crit damage. All of that can boost this team. And then the stamp effects too. All those can be increased through more star levels. So this is our pretty much top end damage. 85 to 90 is what I said. Is more so like a RNG. You saw that we didn't get a few Jack S4s in because the emblem didn't take effect. If those emblems had taken effect, it could have been a 90 billion match. But that's just RNG of it. That's why I give range. But we still have one star left on the hinge, so that could give us more direct damage and crit damage from this. We have plenty more stars on this, so we can increase the direct damage DOT dealt here. And, you know, Sanctuary and things of this nature can further increase the team. So I hope that you guys are able to take this and apply it to your accounts. And, you know, I want to see some more competition up here. No, not necessarily like that, but you know, Silly is making really good use of this team. Vidar is making good use of this team. A lot of us are making really good use of this team, but I'm hoping that with these mechanics and maybe the build change for Little Jack, some of you guys can really give us a run for our money. I have been slacking on the Broken Lands as of late. I haven't been really trying to do any damage. But I figured this time, what the heck, I'll give it a run, just to see, because I used to be able to take first pretty easily, and it seems that even now I can still do it if I try. So I'll need to make sure that I keep doing these 80 plus 90-ish billion hits if I want to maintain my lead, and of course, now that the video is being posted, I probably will need to if anyone decides to utilize these strategies. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you have any questions or comments, please just leave them below. I do my best to answer them. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.